as far as many are concerned, it's the thugs, not the Jarl and her guards, who rule the cities. A complicated
Coi chừng ở nhà
hard to see how this City of Shadows is one that's likely been keeping secrets from players for a very long time. So today we'll be taking a look at 5 things you probably didn't know about the City of Riften in The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Starting unique among Skyrim's large cities, innovate that it actually boasts 3 main gates. Don't worry, I promise this is going to be interesting. There's the primary northern gate that most players will see and use upon first entering the city. There's a second gate located on the southwestern edges. Then there's a third gateway located next to the local graveyard and Shrine of Talos towards the southeast. But if you can't already tell, this gateway is mysteriously boarded up and unusable. Why? Well, true to the title of this video, Skyrim itself literally doesn't tell us. There's no dialogue or conversations that we can have which explain this. It's not referenced in any quests or books. The gate is just boarded up for some unexplained reason, and that's that. Well, thankfully, in this instance, what Skyrim itself doesn't tell us, its official game guide does. I brought up Skyrim's game guide as a resource before in these videos. It was written by Bethesda Game Studios writers and published by Prima Games when Skyrim initially came out. So we can take what this book has to say there. In the section dedicated to the city of Riften, the guide briefly explains that the real reason the southeastern gate is boarded shut has to do with a recent surge of bandit attacks. Evidently, travelers and merchants leaving and entering the city through this gateway have just so often been attacked by marauders, and on occasion, bandits have even been so emboldened as to try to attack the gate themselves. The Jarl just decided to block off that entrance entirely, deeming it too much of a hassle to deal with. It doesn't come off as the greatest solution, but in many ways, this boarded up gate serves as a symbol of just how weak the Hold's government has become. So strained are their resources, the Jarl and her stewards decided they'd rather just stop people from using that door altogether, not wanting to risk confronting the problem. It's an unfortunate situation, but if there's any city this was going to happen in, I'm not surprised it's Riften. Next on our list, upon the Dovahkiin's first visit to the city, chances are you'll be approached by the conniving thief, Brynjolf, second in command of the Thieves' Guild, who will recognize your potential as a pickpocket and invite you to join him in a specific scheme. You see, Brynjolf has recently opened up a stall in the town's marketplace, where he's been selling a special potion that he calls his Falmer Blood Elixir. He claims cure diseases, increase one's speed, heal wounds, help you make love like a saber cat, anything really. Now, of course, the drink does none of that. If you get your hands on a bottle and look at the effects, you'll find all that it really does is increase the consumer's health by a single measly point. Yeah, it's useless. It's snake oil. But he's not trying to turn a profit on it. The real reason Brynjolf's been selling this for so long is that he's been waiting for the opportunity to create a distraction. He'll inform the player that he plans on getting the attention of everyone in Riften's marketplace. And when they're all looking the other way, Brynjolf wants you to steal a ring from an Argonian merchant named Medesi and plant it in the inventory of Brand Shay, another merchant who Brynjolf and the Thieves Guild would like to see arrested. Basically, they're trying to frame this poor Brand Shay guy for thievery. This is the basis of the quest, a chance arrangement. And once Brynjolf's got everyone's attention, Brand Shay will be jailed, and the quest will be completed. Brynjolf will then invite the Dragonborn to join the Thieves Guild, and will abandon his market stall, allowing the guild storyline to really kick off. However, this isn't the last we have to see of Brynjolf's little Falmer Blood Elixir. As after this quest has been completed, if the player visits the home of Helga, a local innkeeper with a reputation for being, shall we say, a bit romantically promiscuous, Seriously, there's an entire quest centered around meeting this woman's ex-lovers. None other than a fresh bottle of the elixir patiently sitting on one of her nightstands, suggesting the woman fell headfirst for Brynjolf's scam. Likely, patiently sitting on one of her nightstands, suggesting the woman fell headfirst for Brynjolf's scam. Likely because she heard the make love like a saber cat bit. This is seriously, there's an player visits the home. However, this isn't the last we have to see of Brynjolf's little Falmer blood elixir. As after this quest has been completed, if the player visits the home of Helga, a local innkeeper with a reputation for being, shall we say, a bit romantically promiscuous. Seriously, there's an entire quest centered around meeting this woman's ex-lovers. We can find none other than a fresh bottle of the elixir patiently sitting on one of her nightstands, suggesting the woman fell headfirst for Brynjolf's scam. Likely because she heard the make love like a saber cat bit. This is also one of like 3 obtainable bottles of the elixir in the entire game, and it respawns every few days. Alas, just in case you were wondering, it seems that Riften's snake oil salesman was able to find a single buyer after all. Coming in at number 3, perhaps one of Riften's only truly benevolent institutions is its Temple of Mara. The place is run by Moramal, a Redguard priest of the goddess of love, and his wife, a Dunmer named Dinja Valor. The two characters are easily some of Riften's most genuinely good, kind-hearted people, and they seem to exhibit an actual concern for the town's well-being, despite its various nefarious influences. However, something you may not have known is that it would appear Dinja is one of the very few characters in a playable Elder Scrolls game that's pregnant. Indeed, she doesn't mention it, nor does she really show it directly to the player, and there's no conversations we can have or journals we can find that suggest she's getting ready for a child. They casually have with her husband reveals that this Dunmer is absolutely expecting. Take a listen.
It fills me with joy to hear you're with child, Dinja. They said it wouldn't, that it couldn't happen, but Mara has shown them their mistake.
And to think I was wandering the ash wastes only 2 years ago. My path would lead to you.
You were guided here. You were always meant to be here. That's the way of things.
Then I thank Lady Mara with all my heart. For you, for our child, and for our love.
This makes Dinja, alongside a woman living in Dawnstar named Seren, one of only 2 pregnant characters in the entire game. Furthermore, making matters even more interesting is the fact that Dinja is, of course, a Dunmer, and the father, Moramal, a Redguard. So this kid would have both a human and elven parent. Now, it should be noted that crossbreeding between men and mer is actually a pretty well-established concept in Elder Scrolls lore. There's multiple books on the subject. Generally speaking, the child will be of the same race as the mother, though carry some substantial characteristics of the father. In fact, it's been said that the entire Breton subrace of men was really created thanks to frequent interbreeding between humans and high elves. However this kid turns out, who he or she looks more like and what traits they have, I suppose we ourselves will never know. But it seems Riften's Temple of Mara is about to get a new member. For 4th spot, speaking of Riften's Temple of Mara, while it is again a very pure, benevolent place, run by kind, benevolent people, lying on a nightstand in one of the common bedrooms, players can find a very out-of-place item. Idly sitting on a desk is a copy of the book, A Kiss, Sweet Mother, which infinitely contains the Black Sacrament summoning ritual used to call the Dark Brotherhood by potential contract bidders. What's a book as dark as this doing in such a holy place? No way it belongs to Moramal or Dinja. What is going on? Well, we're actually not 100% sure of the identity of this book's original owner. That remains a mystery. However, there are some pretty good theories and suspects that have been floated. I personally believe that this article of literature belonged to Aventus Aretino, the young orphan boy who escaped Honorable Orphanage in the same city and